Greetings and welcome to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you are watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find the link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench. Now, if you're not a member or not logged into Stunthangar Forum, the At the Bench link will not appear. If you're not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's stunthangar.com/SMF. That's Smart Men Flying. You must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunthangar will not approve you. If you're inclined to not come in, just enjoy watching this on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. Please enter your questions or comments in the chat box, and I'll do my best to make your comments or questions a part of the show. Understand, sometimes I can't get a word in myself, so be patient, and I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comments. By the way, you only can make comments or questions during a live stream. So like I said, every Monday and Friday evening, starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you find Stunthangar Video Hangouts that I host, or the many building and flying and contest coverage and at John's Garage programming that Sparky does on this platform, informative and enjoyable, please give us a thumbs up. That's a like. Subscribe, and when you subscribe, hit the notification bell and select all, so that whether myself or Sparky's on, you'll be notified. Share the videos, comments, all these activities help the Stunthangar YouTube channel grow. Please consider joining Stunthangar's YouTube channel memberships, which start at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. You can also use the super chat, which is located at the bottom of the chat box, to make donations. Now, you can use the super chat feature during the live stream. It's not available on replays. Your support helps offset some of the expenses of running Stunthangar. And with your memberships, you'll get special badges in the YouTube chat box and unlimited replay of member-only videos. And once a month, Sparky has a question and answer show for members only. This is Sparky's YouTube channel. I'm only in here twice a week, so if you want to get in touch with me, go to my YouTube channel, which is Flying Control Line Stunt. That's Flying Control Line Stunt. Just place that in the search bar in YouTube, and you should come to my channel. And once you get to my channel, go to the 2019 AMA National Championship video, which Sparky shot with his camera of me flying his beautiful Junar. And if you've been paying attention to Sparky lately, you'll see he's actually refinishing that gem. And if you go to that channel and leave a note, if you go to my channel and go to that video, the 2019 AMA National Championship video, and put a comment or question there, I will receive a notification and be able to respond to you quickly, because that is my channel. This channel is Sparky's, and I'm only in here twice a week. I want to thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. Please keep the conversations family room friendly. In other words, please don't use words or do things you wouldn't say or do around your own children or grandchildren. And without any further ado, let me post a link at Stunthangar Forum now. got it. And let's see here. So the link is posted. So you just go to at the bench. Once you're logged on in Stunthangar Forum, you can go to the at the bench and you'll see the link with today's date. And that's the one you want to click on. And now I'm going to go to what I call the control panel. Let's see, just give me a moment here. Okay, here we go. All right, great. Looks like the it's streaming. And let me see, we have 9 concurrent viewers, 4 likes. So if you haven't smashed that like button, please hit that or smash it or push it or kick it, whatever you got to do. Appreciate that. So there's 6 of you that haven't done that out of the 10 that are viewing. Actually, there's 12 of us now. So please continue to smash that like button. And there's no one in the chat box at this time. But if you're watching this on YouTube, just go to the chat box and you can communicate with the panel and myself. Any questions or comments you have. We have a number of people that have expertise flying and building these model airplanes and even doing the pattern. If you have any questions about that, we can help you with that. So now I'm up to 5 likes. So please continue to smash that like button. And let's see what's going on here. I didn't do any flying this week. Actually, just life got in the way. You know, I guess in between building and flying model airplanes, life happens in between that. And then now if you can notice in my voice, but I'm just recovering from it, being a little bit under the weather. So I'm glad that I was able to do the show. I didn't know if I was gonna be able to do it yesterday. I was feeling really bad. So I'm really happy to be here. Hopefully have a really good show, which we usually do. And so I just can't wait for us to get going and get our momentum going and get down the road. I did purchase a tool recently. I'm not going to show it today. I'm not really prepared for it, but if any of you are familiar with when you buy those spinners and they have that plastic little ring that fits on the back plate, and it's like the hole is smaller than your crankshaft, and it's such a pain in the butt. In the past, I've tried putting that ring, you know, I hold it with a pair of pliers, squeeze it, and I'm using a power drill to enlarge the hole. And it is such a pain in the butt. Something you don't do every day, but I found that very inconvenient. So I purchased what is called a manual collet fixture. And so that ring will fit inside the collet, and holds it from 3 sides, so it just won't slip. Unlike trying to hold it with a pair of pliers and drilling a hole through it. Maybe someone might have had a better way of doing it, but that's how I've been doing it up until lately. So I'm pretty excited about this. I love tools. You can ask Jim Lee of Machine Shop. He'll vouch for me that Charles does love tools. Hey, Gary, thanks for coming in.
Howdy.
Howdy. How's my voice? Am I coming across all right? My audio and video,
Yeah.
all right? Good. And Jack Snavely says, hello, all around the world, just saying hi again. And he has these airplane emojis. And Jack Snavely is one of our supporters. He has the icon, the emoji next to his name. So appreciate you, Jack. And I didn't do any flying. I don't know if you heard me talking about that today, Gary. I didn't do any flying this week. And the last couple of days I've been under the weather. I didn't know if I actually would be here tonight. So I'm glad to be here. Oh wow, look who's coming in. It's like Bob Hunt's coming in. Hey Bob, so glad to see you. How you doing?
See you, Charles. Hi, Gary.
Hi.
Always a pleasant surprise when you come in.
Well, we may have another pleasant surprise tonight, assuming this is actually one. Hopefully, Jim Vornholt will be on tonight.
Oh, well, fantastic. Well, you know, I spoke to Keith Trossel earlier today, and he might come in tonight too.
Oh, cool. Do you know who Jim Vornholt is?
I remember seeing his name under Pampa
Mhm.
But wasn't he like a officer in Pampa or something to do with Pampa?
I think he did have an officership at Pampa at some point in time, but he was very famous. He was the 1961 National Junior Stunt Champion, flying an airplane designed by Bernie Ash called the Aeron.
Okay.
And I remember watching him fly that airplane in Willow Grove in 1961. I was standing right under where he did his wing over. And when he did his wing over, I thought the airplane was going to split me right in half. It came down and it just kept coming down. I had a chance to realize it was getting close to the ground. I got goosebumps, realized he was going to go straight in. The airplane was still vertical, and then he made a corner. And it was
Wow.
maybe the best wing over I've ever seen in my life. And he's been a hero of mine ever since.
No kidding.
Yeah, but he was also a hero in real life. He was a helicopter pilot for the Indianapolis Police Force, and also a helicopter rescue pilot who rescued people in the ocean off of Florida.
Oh,
So he was
wow.
quite a hero.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, hopefully he comes in tonight. Great guy.
Yeah, I hope he does come in. That'd be wonderful.
Mm.
Yeah, so I didn't do much flying this week. I'm not sure if I even flew Monday. I don't remember. This week has been a blur. Have you been doing anything flying or building yourself?
Doing some building, not any flying yet. Still pretty, it's very windy. It was like 35, 40 mile an hour winds today here. So,
Wow.
yeah. I
Looks like
think
Tom.
this may be, oh, that's Tom Creasy. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom.
Hello. How you
Hey,
doing?
Tom. Hey, thanks for coming in, Tom. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Just got some things doing tonight, so I thought, well, I'd come in here and dope with y'all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, okay, man, we'll do that. You know.
So how y'all been?
Well, I'm just getting over a bug, but I'm on my way out. I'm on my way to recovery, so I'm looking forward to getting back to this hobby that I love so much. So, but other than that, I've been down, but you can't keep a good man down for too long.
Nope. Well, good. I'm glad you're getting better.
If you notice, my black eye over here is getting
Yes.
a little better.
Yes,
Little
it
better.
is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, don't
Yeah.
don't piss anybody else off. And
Yeah, really. You know. Like I said, if you think this was bad, you should see my wife's fist.
Oh, it's funny. That's too funny. Oh, that's great. That's great. So what are you doping there, Tom?
Oh, that ARC P40, I'm just finishing it,
Oh, that's right. That's right.
getting the covering on it. It's I don't know how it's gonna fly. It's got a pretty crappy wing. They've done some over sanding on it, and at the tips where it starts tapering down to the tip,
Right.
they've got one side tapered too far, and then the bottom side is too sharp of a taper and too short. It's a really crappy sanding job.
Yeah,
So
that's too bad. But you know, the one thing I like about that P40, I have one, and I love the silhouette of it. When you're in the center of the circle, you're flying it. It looks like a real airplane. I love the silhouette of the P40. It just looks realistic compared to all my fantasy looking airplanes. When I see that, I really like it a lot. Love how it looks. I see you got those hinges like Sparky uses, right?
who?
You Tom, was that an elevator horn there?
Oh, right here?
Yeah.
No, these this is the flaps.
Oh, flaps.
This is the flaps off the wing. Yeah, as
I
soon as
see
I
those,
get, that's-
You got those popsicle stick hinges though, right? Like Sparky uses.
yep,
Very
sure
good.
do. I really like them. They take a while to put in, but I don't care.
So, what you been working on, Bob? I know you said you've been busy. You can't fly because 35-mile winds, but you've been working on.
Yeah, a little bit on my airplanes, but I've been helping a friend of mine repair an airplane that he damaged. Tom Huff got an airplane from his brother, a Saturn, one of my designs, but it was done with a fully sheeted built-up wing. And Tom had an accident with one of the line clips. He didn't realize it opened or something on him, and airplane went in, pushed the outside landing gear all the way through the wing.
Whoa.
Right through the top of the wing, and really messed up the wing. And to try to repair a fully sheeted built-up wing is a real pain. So what we decided to do was cut a whole section out of the wing and then replace it with a foam core piece that fit that exact spot.
Oh, okay.
And it worked to perfection. So we're getting ready to prime that now. So.
Oh, very good.
We made new flaps, new elevators for it, and a new cowling, and looks good.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's fun to do that kind of stuff. You know, bring an airplane back to life, you know.
Yeah, and you're teaching someone those skills, repairing a plane. You get those skills are coveted, you know, because sometimes I've seen some planes that have crashed, and then when you see it again, you're just like amazed that wow, they did such an awesome repair job. You can't even tell. And yeah, I admire when people are able to do that.
Yeah, it's almost as much work as building a new airplane, though. You know, really, you get down to it.
Yes, a lot. It's a lot of work. Yeah, it is.
But it's okay. You're restoring keep it. My litmus test for refinishing an airplane or rebuilding an airplane, if it's moderately damaged, is if it flies, if it turns equally, both upright and inverted, it's rigid, and it flies well, then it's worth refinishing or rebuilding. But if you lose the alignment, then it's probably better just go ahead and build a new airplane, you know. But if the airplane flies well and you can maintain the alignment, and we did with this one, you know, the alignment of the wing and tail was not affected, and it flew great. It was a good flying airplane. So, you know, we'll resurrect it.
That's what Sparky's doing.
What's that?
That's what Sparky's doing, as you know.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's actually refinishing.
Yeah, he took it all down.
Little bits and pieces of it, but yeah, he's taking the old finish off and put a new finish on it.
Yeah, I got everything. That's my next plan after I get this plane done.
Yeah.
Is the P40 that has some flaps, Wesley Dix flaps.
Right.
I'm gonna start stripping it.
Wow, that's a lot of work.
So that was 16-ounce finish.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I want to take the paper completely off of it, man.
Wow. Looks like Keith Trostle's coming in.
Well, Barbara Trostle is here. Hi, Barb.
It's
Hey, Tom.
the other half. Hi,
Hi,
Bob.
Tom.
Hey, Keith, you made it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You know what you did, Tom?
That was 16-ounce finish.
Wow.
So I want to take it.
Okay, so we have a loop. Someone, either you, Tom, or you, Keith, we have another tab open.
Oh, Barbara Trostle is here. Hi, Barb.
Hey, Tom.
The other half. Hi, Bob.
Tom.
Hi, Gary.
Keith, you made it. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Hey,
it.
You
Charles.
know what you did, Tom?
So it's not you,
What?
Tom?
What?
You?
What did I do, Gary?
You
You shut
have
us
another
off
tab open?
Monday night.
Keith, do you have any other tabs open, Keith? Like of YouTube?
What? Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something funky going on.
Just when I came on?
Well, I'm not
I
sure.
don't-
You and Tom came in really close together.
I don't
so I'm
have-
sure.
I don't have anything. I don't have anything going on.
Anything on.
Hey, Charles.
Yes.
Keith always sounds like that.
Okay.
No, I was born with it.
Well, I think it's gone. So thank you very much, whoever fixed it. Appreciate
I
it.
didn't do anything.
Well, all right, Tom. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it.
Now there's a
Just
workshop.
have your poker face on, huh, Tom?
You don't have very many choices, right?
That's pretty good. Your poker face. You're just like,
No, hey, Tom, on Monday night when you shut off, we all went. Because he must have had
Oh,
you as a
really?
moderator, right? Or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think I was designated as, well, maybe it automatically went to me when, Charles, who was the moderator?
I thought I left it as Mike.
Mike.
You did. And my Chromebook died because the charger was all wonky and I didn't see it till I was at 1%. And then I was scrambling around trying to find a charger and get it plugged in. And I came back and phew, it was gone. So it must have just automatically went to somebody else. Because then I tried to get back in on the link and I couldn't get back in. I mean, it was my fault. My computer had dead battery. I killed it for everyone, I think.
No worries, that happens. But you guys, whoever has my number, I know a few of you have my phone numbers. Just call me, and I can always reestablish a new link. And
There's Barbara. Hi, Barb.
She wanted to know what all this noise was.
So, John, thanks for coming in, John Miller and Tom Rammel.
Yeah.
And Mike, thanks for coming in, Mike. Appreciate it. And we have, for the first time, we have Keith Trossel in here.
Hey, Keith.
Hi. John, hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's good to see you. You're
I
looking
guess,
good.
You want to do the finger salutes sort of thing? Hi, John.
I'll do this one.
That does it.
Yeah.
My finger's pretty well healed. How's yours?
Not bad. Not bad. I mean, look at my hands never be the same again.
Yeah.
But I can still do things.
See,
Good
Tom
to
is
see
trying
you,
to show us
John.
his
Hey,
back.
we missed you in Tucson, John.
I wanted to go, but I had nothing to fly and cost of gas. You know how that goes.
Yeah. Well, I'm same thing as not having anything to fly. The crankshaft on my big job broke. And
No.
my ignition job flew pretty well the week before in practice, but boy, the ignition system just crapped out totally. It's VSC week. And I didn't have a plug in, plug out system to replace it.
So you're running electronic ignition? You're running electronic ignition on that?
No. It's the old
okay.
style
Spark
with
ignition.
condenser and all that.
Yeah.
Is that a little Tony?
No, I think this is a cosmic wind, right?
Yeah, little Tony Cosmic Wind.
Yeah,
Oh,
it looks
that's
good.
great. Oh, it looks nice. Good
And
job.
this was the Brodak Kit. I built it in 4 days. I have
Wow,
a
that's
series of 4 videos on YouTube showing the build process.
You want to go ahead and
That's
announce
pretty
your
good.
channel
That's
again,
pretty
Tom?
good for 4 days.
Yeah, my YouTube channel is Tom with a space and then Rammel, Rammel.
It looks good for
And this-
4 months.
This one's electric powered.
All right.
Very
When I
nice.
first saw it, I thought you were running a Golden Bee there.
Yeah. I have a
looking for
golden
the
bee,
cylinder. I was looking for the cylinder and there's no cylinder. Oh, that's electric.
I still have a golden bee, but I decided to go electric with this one.
Probably a smart move. It's getting harder and harder to get those glow plugs.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Well, this is for everybody too, but there's a site called Willy Nilly's. It's a half-A site, a lot of half-A engines, but electric stuff too. They make a 3D printed Cox 049 that is a cover for your electric motor if you want to be sneaky.
I saw that.
It looks exactly like a baby bee or a golden bee or a black widow, and it's just a cover with a piston cylinder head on it, and it covers up your electric engine to make it look like you're flying a Cox motor.
Where's the muffler on that motor?
Wow.
And it only weighs 10 ounces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Bob. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. John, how are you?
Doing good. You know, things have been better. Things have been worse. So about par for the course.
This
Go ahead.
this cosmic wind came in at 8.7 ounces with the battery.
That's
Wow.
not bad.
Ready to fly.
What
Wow.
size battery?
It's 1,000 milliamp 3-cell.
Wow,
Wow, 8 ounces for all that?
Yep.
that's good.
Wow, that's amazing.
You flown it?
Nope, not yet.
Is that one of those batteries?
had-
Is that one of those batteries from the drones?
It's a Zippy battery. It's
Oh,
from
okay.
Hobby King. And I think it's 25C 1,000 milliamp. 3-cell.
Is it kind of short?
Yeah, they're pretty small. Do you want me to go get it? I can go get it if you want to see
Sure,
it.
go ahead, Tom.
I actually ordered some newer ones too.
Let me catch up on the chat while he's doing that. So we have James Coleman. He says, hello, guys. Question, is acrylic lacquer thinner a replacement for the Butyrate Brodak thinner?
No, I don't think so.
We used to use 3608S acrylic lacquer thinner in dope, and it worked okay.
Yeah.
But I think that they've changed the formula so many times, VOC regulations. I'm not sure that would work now.
Did you say 3608?
Right. Yeah, 3608S.
I was using that, and it's a real fast evaporate, which the paint that I use, it evaporates so fast that I don't get a real mechanical bond for my color. So I had to go with a medium. I'm going to try it. And I'm old school. I used to paint cars back in the mid 70s, late 70s, you know, Ditchler products back then and DuPont. And it was always thinner. And to slow the process down, well, they put in a reducer. So a couple years ago, I painted my my little G6 Pontiac, and so I'm trying to get paint, thinner, sealer, clear coat, the whole 9 yards, and get it all done. And you know, that's quite a bit of money, you know. And I kept asking, I need some thinner, but I need a reducer to slow the process down of drying so rapidly. I want it to mechanically bond a little bit more into the surface. And they said thinner. Every time I used the word thinner, these painters didn't know what the hell I was talking about. And they kept correcting me and saying, do you mean reducer? We don't. So I had to learn a whole new thing, because if you want to buy a thinner, don't say thinner. Say you just want to buy a reducer. So that's what I got. What did I do with it? This right here. I got this off of Amazon, and it's a urethane reducer. I'm gonna try it. This other one that I have right here, now this is the 3608, which is the lacquer thinner. You know, it's for lacquer.
The Chromex. Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
That. Go ahead,
I'm gonna
Tom.
try the urethane reducer. The guy said it would work, so I'm just gonna try it and see what happens. Does anybody know about a urethane reducer, which is actually a thinner?
I don't know about that, but I wanted to add something to what Bob said real quick before I forget. He was talking about the VOC, you know, the percentage of the VOC. There's a whole thread on Stunthangar about using lacquer thinner to thin butyrate dope. And somebody in there, I can't remember who, they talk about the 3608S or whatever you were talking about, Bob, the older formula, what the VOC was. And they've changed that formula over the years, and it's gotten lower. which makes the paint dry quicker, and it's not suitable, but they list the VOC number in there. So if you can find a lacquer thinner with the VOC number that's the same as, actually, I think the Clean Stripe from Home Depot actually has the correct VOC number pretty much anywhere in the United States except California. You can't buy it in California because you're not allowed to buy that percentage of whatever is in there. But the VOC number is what's important if you're trying to cut butyrate dope with it.
So you're saying the clean and strip has the right VOC?
I bought a gallon. Yeah, I actually bought one after I read that thread. I got, Clean Strip lacquer thinner. Oh God, I don't even know where it's at on here. Oh wait, I think it might be right on the front.
No, I get that at Walmart and Menards.
Well, where do you live, Tom?
Illinois. Midwest.
You're probably okay, because I know that in California you cannot buy.
You ain't gonna be able to get that.
You can buy Clean Strip, but you can't buy this version of Clean Strip.
So that they say that will reduce the drying time.
Yes.
I'll be danged.
Yeah, it even says right on here, not for sale in California.
Yep.
And that reducer that you have, Tom, that urethane reducer, that's used when you're using a urethane colors, or I imagine clear as well, but the colors to reduce them for spraying.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't think that'll work in dope, but you might try it. I mean, who knows? Yeah. I don't use dope at all anywhere on the airplane. Zero. I'm out of dope on my airplanes now.
What do you use?
I'm using a complete car paint system now, but I found a way to put it on light. So it's so superior to dope. Dope is such a cheap lacquer.
Is it a urethane or acrylic?
Well, actually, my understanding is we're calling them urethanes, but they're not really urethanes. They're polyester. The newer paints are polyesters. I guess it's a grade of urethane, but it's not like the old polyurethanes used to be, like Enron and things like that. It's a different paint now.
Oh, just one more thing. All I can add to that is anyone who's interested to find out about lacquer thinners and using them with butyrate, just go in the search engine on Stunthangar. There's an entire thread in there that goes back quite a way, and it changes over time. But the VOC number is absolutely what makes it make or break whether you can use it or not. And some of the newer lacquer thinners have a lower VOC, which is not compatible. So you got to find the right stuff.
Well, one way to do it is to just order from Aircraft Spruce and Specialty. They have certified dope, and they also have Randolph dope.
Yeah,
and they have the thinners available.
Yeah. Well, I think they're trying to get away from paying the price for butyrate thinner because lacquer thinner is a lot cheaper than butyrate thinner.
Remember, there's only one hobby: spending money.
Spending money, yeah.
Well, it could be worse for me. I could own a boat. That means bring out another 1,000.
Tom, I know it all too well, man. Bust out another 1,000. I'm getting ready to pull it out of storage here.
Tom, how long is that?
It's less than 3 inches because I got a 3x5 card here.
That'll fit behind the engine and the wing, between the engine and the wing.
No, it has to go actually above the wing a little bit.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it fits behind the engine and then above the wing on this plane.
I just got an email, Charles, from Mark Weiss. He said that he's watching but cannot figure out how to participate.
Okay.
I had that problem.
Mark, obviously you're a Stunthangar forum member. Just go to At the Bench, which is below a bunch of stuff. And when you go into At the Bench, you'll see a link with today's date. Click on that link And then there'll be another link inside there, which will bring you right inside here.
You had to go tell them how to get on, didn't you?
Yes. Yes. I met Mark at the 2019 Brodaks.
Yeah.
It was a pleasant meeting him.
Mark and I were on the phone late last night for about 2 hours on the phone last night. He's the new Pampa president, you know.
I was gonna say, Bob, did you talk him into taking the job? Is that
No.
just giving him some pointers?
He doesn't need any help to volunteer.
Well, we
That's
have
good.
another guest in here. Jerry, thanks for coming in, Jerry.
Hi, Charles.
How do you
Hi,
say your last
everybody.
name?
Last name is Eichten.
Eichten. I didn't want to butcher it, but thank you, Jerry Eichten. Thanks for coming in. I see you have rockets in the background as well as planes. Very, very
I
cool.
do. I play around with mid-power rockets, and there's only one launch a year out here where I can actually go when they have the right clearance for altitude. And if it's cloudy, I just don't go that year. So those rockets don't get flown very much.
And where are you living? Where is this at?
I'm in Oregon. I'm in a small town about an hour southwest of Portland.
Okay. I went to Arizona. I think it was Arizona. And that's where they have, it was a buddy of mine that I'm teaching how to fly. He actually was doing rockets. And he took me out to, I think it was either Yuma or past Yuma. And there was a place out there that's designated that they can launch, I think, the G motors and stuff where you can get pretty high altitude. And that was a blast. I mean, literally, it was a blast watching that. And that's pretty cool.
Hey, Charles,
Yeah.
tell Jerry the rule on the new guy. He's got to show all his airplanes in his shop, and because we're all tired of looking at all our stuff. We got a new guy. We need to see his
We
stuff.
love seeing shops. Yeah.
Yes.
And he's got to buy us dinner too.
He's got to bust out one or two airplanes tonight and show them to us and talk about them at least.
I can do that. Let me know when the time is right for that.
Time is right now.
Yeah, just grab. Typically, just if you want to show something, grab it, hold it up in front of the camera, and then when everybody stops yapping, Charles will see you and go, "Hey, somebody wants to show something here." So.
Oh, well, most of my stuff is pretty much old junk.
Really? That doesn't look like it.
One man's junk is another man's treasure.
Yes. Ooh.
Oh yeah, I'm bad at that.
Oh wow. Looks
Here's the
good.
model I've been flying most lately. It's called a Python electric. I'm learning a lot about electric. Local guy here, Bruce Hunt, got out of electric a couple of years ago and gave me a lot of his stuff. So I've been learning a lot about life as an electric flyer and really like it. This one was one of his models. It was kind of crunched up and I kind of rebuilt it, changed it around a fair amount.
Nice. Looks good.
That's my most recent profile stunt plane.
You know, Jerry, I was trying to figure out where I know you from, and it's from the regionals.
Right. Was that you, John? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to the regionals. Here's
Tom Creasy's gonna love this.
Yeah.
I'm watching.
It's another P40 electric. It's got a lot of miles on it. It's crashed itself a few times for various reasons.
Sure, you had nothing to do with that. You know?
Absolutely not. No. But it continues on. I like this model. It attracts a lot of attention. It's got a little bit of dihedral in it, so
Yeah,
people notice it a little bit. This goes back at least 20 years ago to my tuned pipe phase. an SV11 with OS 40 VF in it, kind of the Paul Walker Northwest
wow.
kind of setup.
I think you need to clean your spray gun.
I like your paint job.
I don't see any problem with it.
I'm only
the
kidding.
paint job. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
This was the model where I went from advanced to expert, and I knew that I wasn't going to win anything, so I just decided to
I
have.
don't know. I think it's a unique paint scheme.
How did you do that paint scheme?
It looks like a brush swirl.
I was up really, really late one night and got tired of it, and it was all in white. So I just took a T-shirt and watered it up and dabbed it in dope and started.
Oh, okay.
And this has led a rough life too. It's bitted a couple of times. It was hanging on the wall in the garage when my daughter was playing soccer in the garage with one of her friends.
Oh no.
So
That don't sound good.
that got busted up for a while. I don't think I can reach it, but way up there is Buccaneer. It was a custom models kit like 20, 25 years ago.
That's a lot to
Buccaneer.
pay for corn.
Yeah, it's
Seven-
Alan Brickhouse design.
Yeah.
I think I got a Buccaneer in a box still to put together.
Yeah,
I'm going
I
to
don't
jump
know.
off for a minute here because I was talking to Mark Weiss. He just emailed me and he wants some help getting on. So I'm going to be offline. Here for a
Okay,
minute.
thank you,
Go
Bob.
get it, Bob.
And what do we have here? An Oriental?
Here's an Oriental.
All right.
Everybody's got an Oriental, right?
Yeah, I think so. I have an Oriental, so that might mean everybody has one.
I had one,
Very nice.
This
and
one-
I flew it, and the lead out broke off,
Ooh,
and it just kept doing circles, inside loops. I did a
yes.
million of them, I think.
I wanted this. I wasn't real motivated. I kept starting it and then setting it aside and starting it again. And it took me 11 years, start to finish. But it flies great. It's got a OS 35 that's had a little bit of work done on it. And it's a great model. I just don't fly it very much.
Very
So
nice.
that's about it. This is, I hesitate to show, this is something I've been working on that had a bunch of spare parts laying around the shop. So that will be kind of a influenced by
Bob Hunt.
Bob Hunt.
Oh, no, I can
And
see it.
I had a foam wing and I had a spare motor. And so I thought, well, I'll start putting some pieces together.
That looks good. I like that rudder. That rudder looks, and that under rudder, that looks good.
You know, Jerry, you mentioned you had an OS 40 VF in that one airplane. That's kind of ironic because just this morning in one of my RC groups, I saw 2 brand new OS 40 VFs for sale for $125 a piece, rear exhaust,
Great deal.
brand new in the box. I thought about offering the guy, $200 for the pair to see if he'd bite on them, but I don't need any more engines, and I don't know if anybody's really doing the 40 VF anymore, or if everyone is using the 46 VF. Which
I
one's
do a 46 VF. I'm just trying to get into a rear motor, a rear exhaust motor. I'd love to buy one, but I'm not ready for it yet.
Well, that'd be a good price for a 40 if you want a 40.
that's a good price?
Oh, yeah.
The 40 was a little bit more attractive because, well, a number of years ago, if you went over 40, then you had to have 018 lines. If you had the 46, you could get by 15 lines on the 40. And so there were a lot of 40s around. And that's a great
Yeah.
price for whoever was offering them. But I don't think that I would build a piped glow stunt plane anymore. I've been kind of spoiled by electric. I know there are some real diehards that will never give up glow, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But I'm really liking learning about the electric stuff right now.
Yeah, they're both good systems, no doubt about it. I've flown a little bit of electric, but I'm mostly, I like the glow. I like how they sound. It's the sound that really attracts
I'm
me.
a mechanic, on engines and jets and motors, and I just love the motor. I've got too much invested to go with electric. I know there's a lot of advantages to electric. There really is.
Yeah. Hey, Phil, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Hey, glad to see everybody.
Yeah.
What happened to Keith? I thought Keith was there a minute ago. Good morning.
Yeah,
Good
I'm here.
evening. I've got something. Okay. I've got something to show you, John.
Oh yeah, what's
I
that?
told you that darn kit, that darn plan was getting on my nerves. Do you recognize this?
Yes, I do.
Let me make you big, Phil.
Oh, it's just
Oh,
it's a set of rib templates for a Pathfinder wing with I can't think of what to call it. Tapered wing Pathfinder.
are you going to
basically
transfer
we'll
that image to wood with an iron?
Excuse me?
Are you going to transfer the image using an iron onto wood?
No. I'm not that high tech. I tried that one time and it worked, and sometimes it does, sometimes it does not. So I just take these and take some. I do it the cheater's way. I take the school paste, glue, whatever, and I put this on two pieces of balsa, and I cut it out on my saw, and I sand it down on my saw. You have to stick the two pieces of balsa together, but little pins will do that. And I just do it the cheater's way. It's
That's
just
cool.
cut it out and sand it and be done with it. Then I can cut the centers out with scalpel. Yeah,
That'll
with a
work.
scalpel or something. I mean, you can punch a hole in it and cut it out with a jigsaw, but I just do it with a scalpel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's easy enough. Mike, he's talking about those 40 VF motors. I think I have 4 or 5 of them.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, I mean, the only reason I didn't jump on them is I know they were good back in the day for whatever they were, but I'm flying PAs now, so I was thinking about resale. Can I buy that and sell it, for 200? Are they worth 200 a piece, or what's the real price? Is the guy selling, is 125 like what they would go for, or are they worth a lot more than that in the control line world? I don't know.
I don't know. I just
I
saw
haven't-
two. I just saw
haven't
one
seen-
go on eBay a few weeks ago, and I said, "There's no way in God's green earth he's ever going to get that for that motor." And the next day, it wasn't on there.
That happens.
So-
I remember a Super Tiger 60 going for over $1,000 one time on eBay. So you just never know.
And I haven't watched for the VF40s. I've been tracking the OS 25 VFs, and I won't get into the details on it. I've got several, but I've seen some of these on eBay just recently go for $250, $300.
Yeah.
Wow.
What were they
You
running?
still-
Were they running the 40 VF like on pylon stuff? Was that the deal?
No, they were used in stunt, like somebody said a while ago, because of the line
I
break.
understand that, but the RC application for it, because they were built as an RC motor with a carburetor. So I just wondered what discipline of RC were they popular in?
Pattern.
It would have been pylon.
Pattern,
Pylon.
pattern and pylon.
Pattern.
Okay.
Yeah. Keith, did you ever get the 2 you were looking for 2 years ago? Did you ever find the 2 you wanted?
I've got 5 of them.
Oh, okay. I started saying if you still need 2, I'll send you 2. But if you got them,
is
I'll
that-
use them for something.
Are you the one we talked VSC some time ago?
At VSC, yeah. You were trying to get the price down. I went over and bought them. And I said, I
Yeah.
have not seen the VF version, so I went and bought them.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I get a little carried away, and
Well,
That was just one of those times.
Bob Hunt published 25 VS powered stunt ship. I forget what it's called. It started with a V. And in the preamble to the article, which Bob said is one of the best flying stunt ships he had ever flown. So something to think about. They work, and I had another use for them for a scale because I wanted the rear exhaust, but that's another story.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Well, we're the guys locally. Years ago, we all flew 35s and above. If you go to Hobby Park in the morning, there'll be 12 guys out there, probably 11 because I'm not going to be there. But there'll be 11 guys out there. Every one of them, I guarantee, will have at least one 25 with them.
Yeah.
We're all flying ringmasters with 25s. It's ridiculous. Ringmasters and stunt trainers and all kinds of stuff with 25s on it. But hey, what the heck?
Guys, let me interrupt, guys. I'm getting left behind in the chat, so let me catch up. So a handle of his name is Warriors and Overcomers. He says, "Hey guys, Andy Saunders here. I'm hoping to get back out there and start flying again this year. Hey, that'd be fantastic." And then Mark Weiss, he joined our YouTube channel. So welcome, Mark. Thank you very much. I understand that Bob is working with you to help you to get in here. So I hope that happens really quickly. And then he goes on to say, this is Warriors and Overcomers. He says, "I fly the Zippy batteries on my RC planes and fly them pretty hard. Very hardy batteries. I've gotten 3 seasons out of them." Wow. Very good. So that's good news.
Nothing wrong with that.
And then,
I think I know Andy. I think I've met Andy at the Paducah contest, or at Paducah and at the Indiana Skyliners down there. Andy was getting help from Alan Brickhouse before Alan passed. If it's the same Andy Saunders, I think it is from Kentucky area. So what's up?
Let me continue on because I'm behind quite a bit. So James Coleman, he says, "Thanks a bunch, everyone." I think that's regarding the question on the thinners. You guys helped. And then Dennis,
say that again. Say that again about the thinners.
Remember you answered his question about the thinners. He's saying thank you. He's saying thank you.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I'm really paying attention there. If you know anything about thinners.
No problem.
Yeah,
no problem.
Complicated stuff.
Yeah, plus you got that dope in front of you. You probably could be smelling the dope too.
I love this hobby.
And then
is he getting happy?
Then Dennis H says, "Found a keen strip." I think he means clean strip, or maybe it's keen strip. MSDS sheet on the line saying BOC/volume 50% weight. So I'm not sure what the number was in that article that you referenced, Mike, but he says it's 50% weight. Then William Haley, I don't think I've ever seen your name before. He says, "I like the Estes Phoenix." Oh, I guess one of your rockets, Jerry. He sees your Estes Phoenix.
Yeah.
And then Mark Lumen says, got you liked. We'll be in a short, and he's here. Thanks for coming in, Mark, and thanks for coming in, Howard. And
Howard.
Then Dennis H says, "Does Keith still have his Folk Wolf TA 152? Do you still have that plane, Keith?"
Well, I have the original that won in 1970. It's kind of tattered. Then I built one from Eric Rule's kit, which is a good representation of the original. And that one's hanging on the wall downstairs.
Very good. And let me see, where did I leave off at? And then Craig Biswick, he says a 40 VF is worth about $250 to $300.
That's what I would imagine, based on what the
Mike
25s are going for.
All right, guys, I'm getting off here and going on my Facebook RC group because I'm going to buy those 2 motors right now. I'll be back.
All right. And then Greg Biswick says the VF
buy one for me
in 2 types. One was for pylon and the other one was for a pattern. Greg, you know how you would differentiate those two? I didn't know that. And then Mel Rogers, I don't think I've seen Mel before. He says, "I like those VFs. Yes, I have 3 VFs. I have 246s and 140. And then Greg Biswick says the problem with the VFs is header pipes, finding them. You know what? If you
Amen.
contact Dubjet,
Here's
Dubjet,
something.
he has them. And I forgot what I bought my headers for, but if you contact Dubjet, he'll sell to you.
Hear it, but I can't
And
see
then
it.
the again, this handle Warriors and Overcomers. He says, Mike Lonke, you're correct. Bud,
Yeah.
it's me.
Okay, let's see.
So that's
Let me go-
Hey, Andy.
Oh, wait a minute. I can
Warriors
see it now.
and Overcomers says,
I can see everyone except you, I guess.
Hey, Mark, how you doing, Mark?
Right.
Thanks for coming in.
Okay.
And let me see here. Then Warriors and Overcomers says, I need to find a fuel tank for a Vector 40, and I'll be ready to
I
go.
don't see you yet.
And
Take
then,
one out of a 6-ounce RC.
and then Brent Williams says, hi, guys. And we're all caught up. So, Mark, you can you hear us? Well, we hear you. So Bob is helping Mark here, obviously.
Yeah, I
We're
got
all
some.
caught up, you guys.
Oh, crap. So I saw those this morning at 8 o'clock.
They're gone.
At 8:30, the guy said both of them sold within 15 minutes of the post.
Okay, I think I'm okay, buddy.
Damn it, why didn't I buy both of them when I had the chance, man?
Where are you?
I didn't know if they were going to be worth it or not, you know? I was too slow on the uptake. I should have called somebody.
Keith,
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got 5 of those 25s. Are you looking for another one? Is there a B-36 in the work?
No. The
There you
B-36
are.
is
I see.
25s. That would be sort of dumb.
Okay.
That's when it's time to get into electric serious.
Yeah.
I just had to throw it in there. Love your Martin
Keith, I-
Baker. Love the last
Me
one.
too.
you
I'm gonna
did.
hang- Okay.
I saw
hang up.
I think I saw the first one, and I fell in love with that one. But the TA 152 as well. Let me ask a dumb question. Your rudder on the TA 152, it's moved the most uniquely of any I've ever seen, and I've tried to mimic it. What actuates the bar, the block, makes it slide back and forth?
It's attached to the push rod.
To the main push rod?
Yeah.
The elevator push rod?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's an
Well, that
article.
would, I could.
There's an article in
There's-
Stunt News that shows drawings of how that's done. I could go pick up the article, but it takes some time. Do you have the old Stunt News articles? Or do you have?
I can get into the archives.
Can I interrupt just for a second? I want to make sure Mark
Sure.
is being heard. Mark, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yep.
Hey, Mark.
And this is your new Pampa president, Mark Weiss.
Thank
Hi,
you,
Mark.
Mark, for coming in.
Cool deal.
Appreciate it.
Good to see you, Mark.
Yeah.
Hey, you too.
Dun, 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 dun,
Oh,
dun.
it's getting deep. You guys are
Congratulations, Mark, and thank you for taking over the mantle.
No problem, as long as someone doesn't come on stage and slap my face.
There you go. Well, I'm hoping before long to get to
Hey, go
order
ahead.
some
I'm sorry to
plans for
interrupt.
Pampa. Oh, you're all right. Keith, I'm gonna try to find that.
Well, I got something here to
and
say. and
see if
I've
I can't make that work. I have the plans. I have the plans to your one of the TA 152s. It's the one that was on Outer Zone, which is probably not the one that I remember. The plane I remember is the one you flew in 77, but you won with it. I think the same one you won with in 70.
No,
It's
No.
not?
they're different. Yeah. One in 70 was, I called the TA 152. Then I redesigned it, made it bigger, and I just called that the Focke-Wulf 180D. And that's what I flew in the mid 70s.
PD.
And it was a better flying airplane. That's the one that has the rudder on.
Well, that's the one you had that one in Atlanta in 77.
That'd be right.
Yeah. Okay. That's the one I want. I want to find the plans to that.
Plans are pencil drawings. Leroy Black just built an airplane from those drawings, and I'm getting ready to build another one because that's going to be my Super 70s plane. And
any chance of just getting some copies of the?
I can do that. Send me your address and I'll send you a copy. And my email.
You want to put it in the chat? That way you don't share the whole world your email. We'll do that. At the bottom, in the bottom screen there, you see where it says video, then security, participants, chat. Click on the chat there, Keith, and you can type your email in there, and you can send it to an individual or you can send it to all of us, but it won't be public.
If I just push on chat there, and then
you can type your email, and you can send it specifically to Bill if you want, or to all of us.
But I don't see anything coming up.
If John would capture.
Doesn't came up when you hit chat. Let me try it again. Oh, it's to the right. On my screen, it's to the right when I click on chat.
Yeah, I've got it on the right too.
There's chat. I got chat. So push on that.
Yeah, push on chat, and then you should have a window open up on your right side of your screen.
Yeah.
And you can type your email or whatever you want to do.
Down at the bottom, there's 3 lines. Who can you
type message here?
See your message?
Got it.
To everyone, and type your message here.
And let me just continue on. Mark Lumen says, matter of fact, Craig Biswick said the 40 VF box had 40 VFP printed on the box for pylon engines. My understanding is that the non-pylon engines were the ones to use for a control line stunt.
Right.
And then Mark Lumen goes on to say, don't have a great connection. I'm in Miami teaching in the 737 simulator. We'll watch and try to get back in a bit. And then Greg Biswick says, question for Mike Lonke. Has he flown his Axioma yet? Thoughts?
Yeah. Is my mic on?
Yeah, we hear you, Mike.
Yeah, I put up a few initial test flights. I think I talked about it a few weeks ago. Just getting the lap times in and playing with line lengths and lap times and stuff like that. I did 4 1.5-minute flights and then 2 full batteries. And then we got winded out. And since then, I have not flown it because I've been in the shop repairing combat planes, which what seems like for the last month now. And we haven't had weather to fly anyway. So we've been flying a lot of kites. I can tell you that, if that tells you anything about our weather. So no control line flying, just kites. But we're real close to having decent weather again. So I expect to have more trim flights and more to say about the Axioma here in the coming weeks. But for right now, it's just been repairing. So.
And by the way, Bob, thanks for helping Mark get in. I really appreciate it.
Okay, hey, I got something. A couple of weeks ago, there was a lady came on Stunthangar, said that she's got these T-shirts, sweatshirts.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh, you got one. Oh, I have everything under control. I like that.
Yeah, and I said, hey, that's a neat thing, but you know where this article or this drawing came from was from a Flying Models article like 1954 by Bob Palmer titled How to Fly Stunt.
Yeah.
And on the second page of that was a thing I suggested, why don't you put this on the back? And so she did.
Oh, I like that. Oh man, that's good. Can you show the front again? I didn't have you in I didn't have you big at that time. The audience can see it clearly. Oh, that is very cool. I have
Yeah,
everything
it-
under control. It's upside down and lines are a little bit slack. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought a couple of those too.
Okay, but I suggested, hey, why don't you put this on the back?
Yeah,
Yes. Very good. I like that.
I've got three of these. I've got three of these things now.
Very cool.
I think
Yeah, that
that's-
is.
yeah. I think the lady that did that, her name is Brittany Trout,
Yeah,
and she was actually on our Facebook group about 6 months ago because she had a whole bunch of models that belonged to her father who passed away. Some of it was control line, but a lot of it was RC, but it was mainly engines. So I think just through being on our control line site, she learned a little bit more about control line and stuff while she was liquidating her dad's estate. And then her side gig is a t-shirt business as well. She does that. So she took what she learned from reading on the control line site and her dad's model engines and her her t-shirt business, and decided to make t-shirts for control line guys. So good on her.
Yeah, I like
That's
that.
great.
That is cool.
she's
How do
got,
I get a hold of her?
this is on,
Look at 'em.
She's on Stunthangar in the vendors section.
but
Okay,
she sells,
and what's
she
the
sells the
name?
stuff on, she sells the stuff on Amazon.
Yeah.
She's got pages and pages of t-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name?
Brittany Trout, Trute. Brittany. So I think if you just search her name on Stunthangar, like her post will come up about it's in the classifieds ads. That's where it is. I said the vendor section. She's in the classifieds selling the t-shirts. And then there's a
Okay.
link. There's a link to her Amazon page where she's got all the different designs listed, and she does t-shirts any color. She does sweatshirts, and they're all control line front and back or just front. Lots of different sayings and slogans.
You know, Keith, we should get her some of the artwork from the Fix It Right cartoons.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Particularly one of Bunny.
Yeah, Bunny Baby, yeah.
There's a full page drawing of Bunny.
Yeah, Tailskid's sister.
Good for a pinup. I mean, yeah, that'd be neat. I've got some of those copied. Hey, I'm going to go find that Stunt News article, okay? I'll be
All
right
right. Hey,
back.
thanks, Keith. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Keith.
And
the
Mark,
other one
thanks
we
for
could probably
joining our
access.
YouTube channel. Mark, I appreciate it.
Hey, Mark,
Yeah.
I'm going to email you. I've got an idea for something for Stunt News. So kind of look forward to it. You have your, excuse me, back up it. Are you on the Stunthangar? Can I PM you there?
I'm not on it right now, but
No, but, oh, you're not?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was going to just do it later or tomorrow morning.
okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And, it might be something well, it might not, so.
Okay. I just want to know why the first day of the Pampa presidency has to be April Fool's Day.
Because it was
Because
there.
I don't have to answer that, do I?
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
it's self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, really.
I understand that.
If you have to ask, you don't want to know.
No, my dear friend Bob Hunt said to me about 2 years ago, if you ever volunteer to do anything again, I'll kill you. Which I thought was very nice.
Well, he's from Jersey now. You got to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because I tend to get involved with too many things.
No, you?
Yeah,
Yeah, I do.
join the crowd.
Yeah. So
Well, here's
I'm
an
still trying to
opportunity.
find.
Here's an
Go ahead.
opportunity for anybody who wants to know a little bit more about what Mark has in store for Pampa or wishes to accomplish. You can ask questions here. You got the man himself
Yeah.
right here.
well,
Yeah.
I'll give you a quick overview. And I volunteered to take the position because I feel very selfish about something, and that is the continuation of control line stunt flying. And over the years, people have said to me, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I usually can prove them wrong. I started Control Line 11 years ago at Triple Tree during Joe Knoll Week, the biggest RC event ever. And we've had probably 3,500 people so far on the handle. And it's probably the biggest attraction for people at Triple Tree. So I know there are people out there that want to get into this hobby. And I just refuse to say, well, we're all getting old and let the sleeping dog lie. And I'm just not built that way.
Me neither.
So I talked to Dave Tribble, and here's my gut feeling about things. I thought I would find it very much stuck in the mud, and I believe it is. And I think one of the reasons for that is you have some people that really didn't want to take the position, but no one else would. So, they don't have their heart in it. They're trying to do other things. Dave ran the Nats 2 years because no one else would. I ran the Nats 1 year because no one else would. But for the past 7 years, I've been co-running Brodak. I've been running Triple Tree, and I've been active, with the Nats. So I stay pretty busy. So there's some things that I want to accomplish, and one of them is I want to make membership in this organization something that people want to join. And to me, the magazine should not be the biggest reason why you should join. The magazines are expensive. We were running much more expense than revenue. The money was going down. And God love those people that put the magazine together, but it's a lot of work. They were getting, I say, minimum salary to do it. And that kind of stuff is just expensive, but you need something to communicate to the rank and file. So one of the things I learned, I asked people, I said, well, if you're a district director, tell me what your duties are. What do you do? And I said to a couple of guys I've spoken to, and Dave Tribble, I said, do they have a job description? Do they know what they should be doing during the year to help Pampa membership? And the answer was no. And I asked how many paid members there are. The answer was nobody knows for sure. And I said, well, that's kind of embarrassing that we don't know who the members are. So I'm going to have a meeting at Muncie during Nats Week, and I would like to give out to each district guy a Pampa shirt and a hat and make them feel part of an organization, and give them a little booklet on things that I believe they can do without spending too much time. They should know who in their states, who in their districts is a Pampa member. They should know what's going on in their areas in Control Line Stunt. And I think we need to form some partnerships to let people know that Control Line Stunt is still alive. That we're the largest, our work at the Nats, our national championships, we have more participants than any other group that go to the Nats for a championship. Whether it be RC, whether it be, I don't care what the category is. We're the only ones showing increases every year. And so, there's something there. And I'm just frustrated by it. I'm excited by the opportunity. I know a lot of people who are not Pampa members. And right now I can't give them a hard time because I think we have to come up with reasons why someone should be a Pampa member. If I don't go to the Nats, does that mean that Pampa doesn't mean anything to me? Well, the answer is I hope not. I hope not. And I think people have $40 to spend if they see that it brings some value to someone. And so I'm going to spend some time with AMA and with the district guys, and people keep telling me I can't do this and I can't do that. Well, I don't believe that. I just don't believe that. I've run big organizations before. And I had a guy call me today from a RC club, and they want to know how to put in control line circles. And wonderful guy, but he didn't know who to contact. He had no idea.
Oh.
So I told him I'd go up there and help him, and I'd ask the district guy to go up there and help him. And I'll give you one other idea that I think we need to pursue. We don't have a minor leagues. We don't have a feeding system into control line stunt. We just don't. It's not growing on its own, and I don't want to see it go away. So one of the things I did, I got invited by a guy in West Virginia this past August to attend a aviation day. Actually, it was 2 days, and it was sponsored by full-scale aircraft companies, some very well known. The reason they were interested in doing this is because it's very hard for them to find people going into aviation careers. And the best place you can feed that is at the young level. So I was there. There were guys flying Estes rockets. Radcliffe was there teaching people how to do RC. I had probably 65, 70 kids on the handle of a control line little airplane. It was a great success. TV was there. Big corporations were there. And I think maybe we need that partnership to help to let people know this is still a very cool thing to do. And if you knew who to speak to, and someone would adopt you a little bit and maybe show you how to fly an airplane, I'm not looking for 95 out of 100 people to do this, but if I can find one or two, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? So I'm very open to ideas. Honestly, the first thing I'm going to do is, and I told Bob this, is when I speak to each district director, I want to know if they're really in or if this is just something that just annoys them and they really have no interest in doing it. And if they don't, that's okay, but I'm going to ask them to step aside until I can find someone who's really willing to, put their hands around their 3 or 4 states and get something exciting going on and feed more people to the nets.
Sounds great.
So I'm just, one of the big problems I had in 2019, if you flew with the Nats, it was the first time I was ever the event director, and I got scared and I took it very seriously. And I worked on it every day, and I had 14 judges show up because everyone told me not every judge was going to come. Well, I had too many, and it killed the scoring because there were so many score sheets. But I recruited all my life, and I do that by being honest with people, and I try to get them excited. And as I said, if I can't get excited about Pampa, and I'm the president, then the organization's in trouble.
Right.
Right. And if I have a district guy who, says, look, Mark, I'm just tired, I'm old, I can't do this anymore, that's okay. I'd rather he step aside and I'll find someone who's willing to give it a try. So I'm just not good at saying, well, let it go. And maybe the biggest reason, guys, and I hate to talk this long, maybe the biggest reason is, when I met a Bob Hunt, that was a big deal to me. Because I've seen his name for years. But Bob is not the first person to get into control line stunt. I've had people help him. And I just feel this responsibility to all those guys, and sometimes their wives, who really put out, the pick and shovel work to establish control line stunt and make it a national championship. And I don't want to let them down. And I'm not going to let them down during my tenure. I'm not. I'm just not going to do that. So maybe the Pampa board will get smaller, but I promise you there'll be more work done and there'll be positive things coming out of it. And, I just want to be transparent and you want to know where we are now? I'll tell you. You want to know how much money we have now? I'll tell you as much as I can by staying in the bylaws. I just don't think we can sit around and run the Nats each year and that's going to be Pampa because that'll go away. It'll go away, and I don't want that to happen. So,
very good. Appreciate everything you said, Mark. That's awesome.
Hey, Mark.
You got me excited, Mark. Actually.
Yeah, me too. I mean, Sam and I are primarily combat guys, but and we've never been Pampa members. But sign us up, man. Where do I send my money?
Well, I appreciate that, and look, I got to tell you, when I joined Pampa, there was only one reason. It was the magazine. Mm-hmm. I didn't even know what Pampa did, but someone said to me, you got to get this magazine. You got to get Stunt News. Okay. It wasn't until I got embroiled with, being presidents of clubs and then getting involved with Triple Tree and then running Brodak with Will Davis, and then running the Nats and judging at the Nats, that this has become much more important to me. I'm retired. The guy I spoke to today was the club president and said, well, you know, I have a guy who said he'd help me, but Mark, for God's sakes, he's 76 years old. What can I expect from him? And I just had a laugh. I didn't tell him that, but I'm 76, but I don't act it. You know, I hope I never do. I have energy. You know, I'm very driven. I'm very passionate, and I'm very honest. And, you know, I'll treat you with dignity and respect as long as you give me the same thing. I'll never lie to you. I'll return your calls. But if you're telling me you're going to do something, I'm going to expect you to do it.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know?
Yeah,
That's fair enough.
I like your outlook and what you know. I just think that you may be just what we need right at this time. We've got Keith here as one of the original founders. I think Bobby, you were there too, weren't you?
I'm trying to remember, but Keith and Wynn and Les McDonald were the originators of this in '73 at the Nationals in Oshkosh.
Yeah, and I think that Keith may, and well, they all might have something to add to and help you along in there as far as advice and things like that. They've been there since the beginning.
Absolutely. I think in things that I've done well, I think I've done well because I usually know what I don't know. And I'd like to surround myself with people who have the answers.
Right.
I don't have trouble making decisions, but I want the decisions to be based on facts.
Yeah, that's good thinking.
So, you know, honestly, I'm looking forward to this. I went to the first 2 years I'd ever been to the Nats. I wasn't flying. I brought a comfortable chair, and people were saying, well, what are you flying? I'm not flying. Well, why'd you come out and spend all the money for the hotel? I wanted to see what's going on. And that's a great thing to do.
Yeah.
And then when you run the Nats, you learn a lot. You learn who you can count on. And then judging was good for me as a flyer, but, you know, and I've helped others. So, you know, I want to take steps. They may be baby steps, but they're going to be in the right direction.
Right.
You know? And,
well, I'll give you a little hint of what I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
One of the things that we don't have anymore in the hobby is we don't have any publications that are presenting new designs and new plans.
Yep.
And I think we can do something about that with Pampa, either in the digital way, or if we ever go back to a magazine, which I doubt we'll do, it's just too expensive, too time consuming.
Yeah.
But digitally, it would become quite easy. And so I have some ideas on that. I'm a CAD draftsman. And,
well, I appreciate that. You know, I got 1 day in this job so far. So, you know,
so now we have a volunteer. Now we have a volunteer to do CAD plans.
There you go.
Well, that's almost right, Bob. It's almost right.
I just have a feeling that next Friday when I get on here, I'll be the only one.
No.
Everyone else say, you know, he's going to ask me to do something, which I'm not.
So, Mark, do we just go to the Pampa website, sign up, and send money there? And is that a calendar year or a rolling year from your join date for your?
My recollection is it's a rolling year.
It's a rolling year.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, Mike, I appreciate that. But I promise you, I'm going to be able to this year, you know, make you feel good about that $40.
Yeah, well, it's $40 is nothing, man. I mean, these days it's you know, 2 cheeseburgers and a beer at a restaurant, man. The way things are. So it's
half a tank of gas.
But
I don't mind having my email address out there. I don't mind having my phone number out there. I'm retired. I do other things, but this has been a passion for a lot of years. And maybe I'm not as good a flyer as a lot of guys are, but maybe I can keep a lot.
There's no maybe about that.
Yeah. Thank you.
As long as you love doing it, that's what counts.
Yeah. Can I take 3 minutes and tell you a funny story?
Yeah, please do.
Go for it.
Good story.
And now you'll know exactly who you're dealing with. I flew RC for a lot of years. And when I got into control line, the reason I got into control line, I saw a contest advertised outside of Pittsburgh in a town I'd never heard of. And three of us got in our car, and we drove up to Brodak and just met the nicest people. And that was literally about the last time the four of us have flown RC. So I bought a Pathfinder from Brodak. But I'm a pretty good builder.
Cha-ching.
Yeah. And,
he is a good builder. Don't let him
right.
kid
And I
you.
was convinced to go to electric, which I did. And I remember calling a friend of mine, a guy named Tom Smeltzer. And I called him and I said, Tom, I can't seem to get the tip weight box where it should be. And he said, what do you mean? And I said, well, the lead outs are getting in the way.
Ah!
So he said, you take a picture of it and send it to me, with my phone. So I sent it to him, and he said, most people have the tip weight box on the other wing. I said, oh shit, I ferreted it in. I really made it nice. It was a work of art. I had to cut it out. So I went to the other wing and I put it in, and he calls me. He said, how's it going? I said, great. He said, you have a picture? I said, yeah. So I sent him the picture. He calls me back. He said, Mark, most people put the tip weight box on the bottom of the wing. So I had to cut out the tip weight box again.
Oh, man.
So now you know who's running Pampa.
Well, it sounds like a guy that does it over and over and over until he gets it right.
That's exactly.
That's what you got. That's what you got.
But I'll tell you something. I've learned that throughout my life, modeling life and other life, that you can accomplish amazing things if you just ask people.
If you're not scared to laugh at yourself, it helps a lot too.
The worst thing someone is going to say to you is no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Years ago, I went into the Air and Space Center in Washington, D.C., and I was walking around the gift shop. And I looked around, I went to the lady behind the counter, and I said, how come you don't have a radio-controlled airplane? She said, never even thought about it. So I just lied through my teeth. I said, well, I have a company that makes ready-to-fly radio-controlled airplanes, and I think, you should learn more about them. She said, I'll set up a meeting. So a week later, I have a meeting with a 2-star retired Air Force general who runs the Air and Space Center. And I was smart enough to have business cards made. And I came up with the name of a company. And he and I are talking, and he said, this is great. And I said, I'll tell you what, I'll pick you up a week from Friday right here. I'll take you out to the field that I fly, and I'll present this airplane to you, fly it to you, and tell me what you think. He said, well, Mark, I can't do that, but I'll tell you what, I'll rope off the area near the Lincoln Memorial.
Oh my word.
Yes.
Wow.
And I'm just looking at him like, what the hell did I just do?
Wow.
Oh, my God.
So 2 weeks later, now, of course, I worked in DC, but he didn't know that. I had a suit and tie on because I had a real job. And I went there, and he meets me, and we go into the reflecting pool of that area, and there are mounted police. There are police cars, and they got the area roped off. There are tourists, and he said, it's yours.
Oh,
So I have this 4-channel airplane with a World Engines radio, and I'm checking the area out. And the first thing I noticed, the grass is too high, so I lengthen the nose gear. And then I fuel up this OS 35 RC. And as I start it, my tie gets caught in the propeller.
Oh, no.
And it cuts off my tie right about here.
Oh, man.
So I felt like Colonel Sanders, that look.
Yeah.
So he said, are you okay? I said, yeah, out of respect for you, this is what I did. So I had trouble, but I got the plane off the ground. I'm flying it left and right, memorials here, and, Abe Lincoln down that way. And out of nowhere, one thing I didn't think about, I got interfered with. The radio had terrible interference in downtown Washington. And I knew I was going to kill somebody. I was going to kill somebody. I could have put the transmitter down and walked away.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally praying to God. My pants were wet. And out of nowhere, I got it again. All of a sudden, I got it. So I was smart enough to land it. And I know I'm in big trouble now. And the general comes over and he puts his arm around me. And he said, Mark, we'll sign a contract. And I became the official supplier of radio control, ready to fly planes to the Air and Space Museum.
Wow. Fantastic.
So, you know, I'm not afraid to try things. I'm not going to hurt anybody. And
That's
if anyone,
called cojones.
if there's a fall guy, it's going to be me. But
Yeah.
the same thing with Triple Tree. I asked a guy who, you know, built a 500-acre incredible facility for modelers and full-scale airplanes, and it was RC only. And I said, would you consider putting in some control line circles? And you know what he said? Yes. He said, but you have to be there the whole time. And I started growing it. And now we've got 3,500 people on the handle. We have a really big contest every year. And then I started something 4 years ago called Stunt Camp. And we have Dave Fitzgerald, the guys like Bob,
That's
Some
where
top-
I'd love to make it.
Derek Barry, some of the best instructors you can find.
Yeah, I'd love to make that.
And last year, and this is not known, last year, due to COVID, Triple Tree was not open that week. They closed it because of COVID. And I called the CEO and owner, and he said, what's up? And I said, can I bring some guys who are going to be flying at the Nats so they have someplace to fly and work together before the event, because the Nats this year is in June. And he said, yes. And we were the only ones at the Triple Tree property when everyone else thought it was closed.
Yeah, you had to be on the super secret invite list for that one, man.
That's right. And I ended up with about 50 pilots.
Wow.
We had 3 of the top 5 at the Nats. We had people I hadn't even met, but they thought the idea of a stunt camp was just so cool at a place like that. So I'm not afraid to try things, because I think I know who my client is. My client is not the other members of the board. My client is the control line stunt flyer. You know,
And if no one's ever been to Triple Tree, those 3 circles are putting greens.
yeah, they are.
That's
They're
that's
putting
right.
greens.
Wow.
So
They're beautiful.
I'd love to
And
make it.
I'm not afraid to try things. I like listening to people who are smarter, that have more experience than me. I even listen to Bob when he talks to me. You know, and I still hold him as kind of an idol of mine.
Fantastic.
Oh Lord.
I'll promise you guys that
Who?
that Tampa is going to be in better shape with a less tarnished image, with more members, including people who today don't even know they're going to be flying control line stuff.
That's great.
All
I'll
right.
tell you
So
something else.
I'm going to show.
My wife likes Mark better than she likes me.
Well, not a lot of people like you, Bob.
That's true.
You guys must know each other well, because
Guys, listen.
I
Thank
actually
you-
sent his
thank you
eyebrows
for
to
the,
the hamburger tonight.
Thank you for listening. I'm going to be doing Zoom meetings with the district directors. It's never been done. They don't have phone calls. I just can't work that way. I want people to feel good about what they're doing, but they got to know what to do.
Yeah, absolutely, Mark.
So thank you,
if you
guys.
come up with something the rest of us can help with, let us know. There's a lot of us that would help if we just knew what to do.
Me too.
And thanks
I have
for
one
joining our
question,
YouTube
Mark.
channel, Mark. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I got
Let
one
me,
question,
let me
Mark.
interrupt you guys. I'm so far behind again on these chats. Minnesota Mike, he has a question for Keith Trossel. He says, haven't seen you since Clovis High School contest. Hope all is well. This is a Minnesota Mike. That's his handle. I don't know if you know him by his other name, but
Well, things are well. We moved from when we did the Clovis thing, moved to Arizona for a couple of years. Now we're in Denver, or near Denver. So things are going well. Just that it's a terrible place to fly at 6,000 feet.
ooh, yes.
But family was
Be right
here. Grandma said we're going to move, and I didn't have 70 or 51% of the vote.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keith,
Yeah.
just think of it this way. Well, go ahead. I'll tell you
I
later.
have some more comments from Joanne Lynch. She says, please tell my friends, Mark, Keith, and Bobby, hello. Good to see you guys. Jim Lynch. And then Jim Lynch goes on to say, Charles, I worked with Keith in 1973 on the original Pampa team. I still have the original Pampa manual. Again, Jim Lynch. And then John Lytle says, Mark, thanks for stepping up once more. And then T-Bone, that's T-Bone 1260. He says, very excited to have Mark at the wheel. Tom Luciano. Jim Lynch goes on to say, I love you, Bob. Joe Lynch. So it's another wife that loves you, probably. Anyways,
more than mine does.
Anyways, I want to share a story with you, Mark. Mark, you know, I don't know if you remember me, but at Brodak's, I only been there once, but I was going to fly my very first official flight. It was John Wright's plane, and John Wright is over 6 feet and slender guy, and then I'm like 5'5".
Yes.
Not so slender. And so here it is. John Wright has the motor going. This is an official flight, and I have never flown the plane before. And it's a big crowd. You know, it's probably the biggest audience I've ever had. So I'm out in the center of the circle, and I'm struggling to get the thong over my hands. And so, Mark, you come out and go, "What's going on?" And I'm explaining to Mark, I can't get my hand through the thong. I eventually just forced my hand through it, but that was quite an intense moment. And I thank you for you coming out to help me. I appreciate that, Mark. That was really appreciated.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
My neighbor and I, who's mostly a RC guy, but I have dragged him into control line starting last summer. We just booked our reservation for Joe Knoll. We're going to drive his camper, his toy hauler down there.
Wonderful.
We'll be there for 4.5 days this year.
You can park right at the circles.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm familiar.
Okay.
So I'm bringing a beginner with me if you're going to have beginner Pampa events.
We are.
Which I think you are. So
Yep.
I'll have at least one beginner.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks, Mike.
Okay, hey, I don't know whether this message got through. I'm showing my email address.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you, Keith.
Okay.
I think everybody received it. Thank you very much.
And also I put on there the Stunt News article that talks about this movable rudder thing. It's
Okay,
in
that's
the
cool.
March, April 2008 issue.
Yeah, I read that article. I remember seeing it. That was pretty neat with that cam.
And this is the airplane.
Oh, let me make it big, Keith. Just a
It has
second.
Pictures, or there's a picture of that airplane, this airplane in that article. And there's a picture also that shows the tail all opened up to mechanisms inside there. And there's a drawing of this specific airplane in there that shows the linkage from the push rod to the how the rudder's actuated.
That's that cam rudder?
Pardon?
Is that the cam rudder?
Yeah, and here, see if I can line this up where you can see. Here we go. Okay, here's neutral. And here's pull up. Here's pull down. I don't know if you can see that.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keith, is that the plane you won the Nats with?
No,
Okay.
this is development from that. This is a bigger airplane.
Yeah, I remember that one. That's a beautiful plane, is what that is.
Yeah.
If you guys have never seen it, the seeing it on TV does not do that airplane justice at all. That thing is gorgeous.
It looks
And
great.
it's really scale.
The other thing, I send you the plans. Plans show this one has a foam wing that was put together by this guy somewhere in Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh.
We know who you're talking about. We hear he's retired now, but
And,
that's okay. We'll figure
well,
something out.
One
You
that-
hear right.
one I'm going to build and one that Leroy has already built. I drew up the plans, just a quick drawings for a lost phone package, and I have that lost phone package from that same guy in Pennsylvania.
Mhm.
And this also has the thick flaps like the original did. I don't know if you're gonna want to do something
Yeah.
like that or change the airport.
beautiful.
That's the way it works. works. So this one placed at the 76 mats, and I think 77, something like that, is in a 6th or 8th or something like that.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Very nice. It looks very beautiful. You can tell by the glistening. On
It's
the,
gorgeous.
Yeah. Keith, do you need any help with the tip weight box?
I tried to show that. I don't know if you can see this. But there's
I thought I saw that tip weight
there's a
box.
tip weight box.
Oh, that's where it goes. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a beautiful airplane.
And for something that's what, it's over, it's almost 50 years old. Jeez.
Wow, that's really nice.
I put it up for a sports scale event in Southern California several years ago. I was thinking, hey, this thing flies pretty good, but there's delamination occurring on the bottom of the wing. And in order to get this thing back in shape, or me in shape flying it to be in a contest, I don't think it's going to last that long. So it's doing what it does best now, is just look pretty on the wall.
Oh, I like the exhaust holes on the underneath that.
Oh,
That looks nice.
That thing's something.
Oh,
the
that
next one.
He's pretty tricky with that stuff.
This
You had
is
it on your Bearcat, didn't you?
Yeah. I
That
still
is
got
neat.
that Bearcat remains of it. But next one, this has a Tiger 46. In fact, this engine was given to me by Al Raby. It has a shroud on it that Al Raby did. But the next one, I'm going to put either a 50 or a 60 rear exhaust on it. And we'll see how
Good
that
idea.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
It's a beautiful airplane. I have remembered that airplane since first time I saw it at Winston-Salem contest way back when.
Yeah.
And fell in love with it then, and just have always loved that airplane.
That is
It's
nice.
really sharp. You was driving, you had that in the back. What flipped me out now, he had that big airplane in the back of a 65 or 66, I think it was a 65 Mustang.
66 Mustang.
And it looked like it fit. I couldn't believe it. I said, my goodness.
That's nice.
Red Mustang.
Anyway.
Thank you,
Beautiful.
Keith.
Thanks for showing that to us, Keith.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that unless you brought it out to the contest at Ramona that Dave Sabon hosted.
No.
Okay.
Keith, your last Martin Baker, was that built as a stunt or as a scale?
That's semi-scale stunt. Had about 680 square inches.
I was
with a PA
I was very
75.
impressed with that airplane.
Well, you saw it in Las Vegas, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I was really disappointed in the weight. The paint got out of control. I was looking for a semi-gloss finish and used a matte polyurethane on it. And it's too dull, so painted it again, and then it's too shiny, so I put some more paint on it. It ended up at 80 ounces, and
Ooh.
I can't do a vertical 8 with it.
Oh, I can fly 80
Yeah.
ounce plane. Yes, it's looking at Lynn Burrell, who's not in tonight. Oh, here comes Lynn. Yeah, Lynn and I both fly 80 ounce planes quite often on the regular.
Hey guys, he showed up at Winston-Salem though. He had that TA-152, then he had the Martin Baker, then he had a little Bearcat Navy carrier airplane. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, does this guy know how to build anything but super scale? And did well with all of them.
Well,
all of them.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, you were fantastic. I'm telling you,
remember-
I've always kind of put, there's about 5 of you that are up on a pedestal away from the rest of them. And you're up there with some pretty lofty company, Al Raby and Bobby Hunt and Les McDonald. It's pretty classy group up there on the top step. So I don't know. You do some beautiful work.
I've had the honor and pleasure to know all those guys.
Oh yeah.
He's not a bad flyer either. You remember?
No, he's a pretty decent flyer. He won the nationals one year and beat Al Raby to do it.
Yeah.
Al Raby bounced to Bearcat and he didn't bounce and won.
Well, some
beautiful.
years back at Whittier Narrows, he didn't have a stunt plane, remember? So he borrowed my Excalibur. and beat me with it.
Oh,
That's a
But he-
real beating when someone beats you with your own airplane.
Well, I
I've had
kind of
that.
expected it.
Well, hey, John, did I say thanks? I hope I did.
Oh, you gave me the trophy.
Oh, okay. Because something that really torqued me off, I had a little half-ace stunt ship called the Tercel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice flying airplane, and it's won 3 times at the National Half-A Nats. I did twice, and Bart Klipinski did once. He borrowed it, and he beat me with it. And he beat me, gave the airplane, and didn't even say thanks.
Oh,
And it's always bugged me. I've loaned 3 people airplanes at contests. Only Roy Phillip really powdered me with my own airplane. But anyway, Roy was, I haven't flown in over a year, and I loaned him my old timer, and he powdered me with the thing. I mean, he just beat me, embarrassed me with it. So that one got me, but the other 2, I didn't get airplanes back. So way it goes.
Well, I got to borrow one of John's designs, of the Twin Pathfinder.
oh, yeah.
Gordon
Oh, yeah.
Delaney. Gordon Delaney
I would love
had
to fly that.
Whittier Narrows. And he let 3 of us fly it in profile. And that was one of the sweetest flying airplanes I think I've ever flown. It really inspires me.
Me too.
In fact, Bob, you and I've talked about my next airplane I want to do as a twin, the Hornet. And it's going to be based on the Pathfinder numbers. And I think I want to use your airfoil. We're going to be, you and I are going to be talking about this.
Yeah.
I still
I
have
got
that. I
Here's
still
that,
have it in
here's
the
that
back
Twin
of my mind.
Pathfinder here.
Oh, there it is.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, that is the sweetest flying airplane. 3 of us flew it that day and came in first, second, and third. I was third because I don't know whether Gordon intentionally did it, but one of the engines quit or ran out. Bart won, and Bob Whitney, Whiteley, I'm sorry, Bob Whiteley was second place.
Yeah.
And I was still third, even with a short engine run.
You should see the new one that Gordon's built. He's extended the nose a little bit, slimmed down the nacelles, and changed the rudder a little bit. And it really looks really nice. It looks very aggressive.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, well, Bobby and
I still want to see pictures. Go ahead.
of the Pathfinder, or you know what the Hornet is, the twin
Yeah.
engine. Yeah. I've already talked to Bob about that, and he's willing, and with electrics. I've not ever done electrics, so I think Bob knows a little bit about that stuff.
Yeah, you got a good man for that. I'm thinking.
Yeah, he knows a little bit about it.
I'm thinking for myself. It never was actually built. It was in the design competition in about 1938 for the British Air Force, the Miles 22. I just like the looks of that.
Neat plane.
I've got a book on Miles aircraft. I'll have to go look at that.
Yeah, it's a unique looking twin.
Let me catch up on the chats, you guys. And by the way, Lynn, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.
Yep. Hi.
And Dennis H, he says, thank you, Keith. Beautiful plane. I have my dad's plans for your earlier TA 152, and it's always been one that I wanted to build.
Well, thank you for that. Built light, and with the right power, it's almost too big for an OS-35, but if it's light enough, why it works.
OS 46 would probably be just about right.
It would be for that airplane. It's 215 or 615 squares, and that's too much for a 35.
Yeah.
But it worked. It served me well in the 60s. You got 2 5th places and a 1st at the Nats.
Wow.
Yep.
And let me just interrupt real quick. We're at, we have 30 concurrent viewers. We've been as high as, I think like 30,
Get down.
31. And we have 21 likes. So if you haven't hit the like button, please smash the like button. That helps the analytics of the program. And we have one new member in Mark Wise, thank you again for joining our YouTube channel.
My pleasure.
And we have zero chat revenue, so please consider doing the super chat down at the bottom of the chat box. That also helps. And so with that being said, we're going to continue our conversation about model airplanes. Yes, Mike. Sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, no, I put my hand up in the thing. I guess you didn't see it earlier. Just Mark, real quick. MACA is the SIG for Combat, Miniature Aircraft Combat Association. They do some very, very cool stuff and some good stuff to keep members interested and to draw new members. Maybe give me a call tomorrow, and I can tell you just a couple of the neat things that they do with their SIG. Some of them are kind of cheesy, but they appeal to your vanity if you're into getting your names on T-shirts and from local contests and stuff like that. There's some neat things that Arlene and Bob Mears do to keep MACA very vibrant and keep people interested. So I won't bore everyone with all the details here, but I'll share them with you, Mark. And if you think maybe you can pick up a few pointers to make Pampa a little more exciting and interesting.
I got it.
Okay.
I'm going to go put the Red Baron in the hangar.
All right.
And Mark, that's not the name of John's cat. That's his pizza.
Yeah.
John always puts a Red Baron pizza in the microwave every time about this time during the show.
Yeah, I got a little bit scared there.
Yeah, you don't want to think it's one of his cats just running around there.
Especially when you see his cat running around, his dog running around, you start getting a little worried.
I don't know where my cat.
One of the other crazy things Mark, one of the crazy things you can do is just go to a swap meet or even an RC field. And a lot of our guys showed up at a local RC sale a few weeks back wearing their control line T-shirts.
Yep.
And it's amazing how many people stopped and asked them, does anybody still do that? Where do they fly that? Does anybody still do it? How does it done? And I don't know if either one of them ever got to do much shopping because they were too busy describing. I didn't think to wear mine, or I'd have done it too, because I don't think I ended up buying anything that meet. But it's little things go a long way.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Down at Triple Tree, we've gotten probably around 3,500 people who've flown these airplanes that I've been lucky enough to get. It's a little electric plane, looks like a Ringmaster, but it's a kit and it's made by a company.
Oh yeah, I ran the power on it one day.
Oh, okay, there you go. But it's amazing.
Yeah, I helped out with it one year.
Yeah. How many men?
People have flown that.
Yep. How many people will come into the circle and they'll be about my age, maybe a little bit younger, and said, I used to do this 50 years ago. Do you guys still have you still have a flight streak and all this stuff? And, it's heartwarming, but a lot of people don't know we're still around. So Bob and I were talking about that. I think one of the key players in all this are the grandfathers that are out there that used to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And to get the kid,
yeah, you're right.
You can plant the seed a little bit because their dads don't know anything about it, but their grandfather does. So I do that. I go to a lot of places. I'm an AMA rep, so I visit the clubs in about a 4-state area, and every time it's it's golden to get an RC club that'll build a circle, because all of a sudden these RC guys go into their attic and they come back next week with a control line plane. So they're out there. It's kind of like some animal that burrows, in the ground. But every once in a while they pop their head up and So no, I'm this has been great because hearing your thoughts and support, and I don't know, I'm just fired up about it. So
oh my,
yeah.
I think it can go again. I think we really been needing a spark, and if nothing else, you are a spark, and you're a lot more, but you are quite a spark. Well, I haven't been able to work with you that much, but the few times I have worked with you, you're quite a spark.
Well,
you get things going. You and William both.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, he's
Bill.
a great partner. And I've had people down at
Oh,
Triple
yeah.
Tree that'll volunteer for you. You know, same at
Oh,
Brodak.
yeah.
And, you know, the Nat's a little different, a little more serious, but you can still have a great time there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
if
I have
I
a
think,
question.
I think that, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm good.
Minnesota Mike,
Charles.
he says, this is Minnesota Mike. He says, is it common to have a mag on a spark engine? Just seen an engine on eBay and it had a mag in it.
Mag in it. I've never seen that.
MAG,
That's not
that's what he has in the text.
Magneto.
That's what I'm assuming.
Magneto. I've never seen it, but that don't mean it didn't happen.
How about you, Keith? Are you familiar with that, Keith? The Magneto?
No, and I'm no expert on Spark. I just buy the units from a couple people who make these things
Okay.
and wire it up, and if I get a spark, they'll run.
Yeah.
I got to launch
I've
your
got 'em.
Sparky at VSC a couple years ago, Keith. That was neat. Your green Sparky,
Yeah,
beautiful plane.
you want to see it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful plane. I
I'll be
like your
back.
Chiseler too. I saw your Chiseler at VSC a couple years ago. That was beautiful also.
Oh man. Everything Keith builds is a piece of plastic, man.
Mhm.
He does some beautiful work. He's always done beautiful work.
Well, you guys, I am so glad that I was up to doing this show tonight. Yesterday, I was feeling so bad. I wasn't sure that I was going to make it, but this has been great. I've really enjoyed the show, and boy, it's been awesome.
Well, you got Mark and Keith here. You can't help but have a good time.
Yeah.
It does. You know, all you guys make it a good time.
And old John contributes too. I mean, you know, I enjoy seeing John.
All you guys, every one of you make a difference. Believe me, it doesn't take someone really special. You guys all make it happen. You guys really do.
Couldn't do
Well,
without you, Charles. Tell you the
Anytime
truth.
anytime you got people like Bobby and several of these guys come in, you're going to have a good time. I mean, because they're a wealth of knowledge and stories. We ain't got Bob started on stories tonight, but I mean,
And Bob is quite a
you just-
storyteller.
Quiet.
So is
he's
Mark.
got such a memory.
Mark and Bob are great storytellers.
Yeah, but they got such darn
Hey, Mark.
memories. My word.
Hey, Mark,
Yeah.
I see that your eyebrows have grown back in.
There's a story behind that.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Something's up.
Oh, yeah, there is.
They make you big so we can see these eyebrows you're talking about. All right, yeah, you have eyebrows.
All I can tell you is that my good friend, Mr. Hunt, had invited me up to his house. And at least once I've spent the night there, and he was nice enough to help me on a airplane that we kind of co-designed. And his wife, his sweet wife, suggested, it was dinner time, and Bob fired up the grill
Uh-oh.
and my eyebrows at the same time.
Wow.
So yeah, they're back, Bob. I appreciate it.
They look better.
A little plastic surgery was very nice.
In Casey says hello too, Mark.
What's a little plastic?
Yeah,
What's
Casey
a little
says
plastic
hello,
surgery
too.
among friends?
Casey says hi.
Oh Lord. These guys are too many tonight.
You know,
man.
though, Bob, you don't remember the first time you ever met me, do you?
Yeah, I do. At VSC, I had that twin flight streak.
No, it was before that.
Really?
Yeah, I came in there and I was flying a Magician Junior Magician.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and you remember what you did after my flight? You came out and you said, "I'm sure glad you brought that. I've never seen a junior magician do the old time pattern before."
Hey, Keith has his beautiful, is it a dragon? Is that what it is?
Look at that.
Oh, he does. Oh
Look
my
at
word! Look at that.
Wow.
That's the French fighter, right?
Yeah, the Guillotine 520 was patterned after the It's a Madman, J.C. Yates Madman, but it's the same profile almost exactly as what the guillotine is.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
profile too.
That is beautiful.
That's the Madman 46, right?
56.
56.
56.
Yeah,
That's the only
gorgeous.
one I've seen finished.
That is beautiful.
I've got one 2/3 finished. Tom Looper's got one started, I understand, and I have not seen one finished yet.
And
That's
my
sharp.
opinion-
That's
Keith,
beautiful airplane.
In my opinion, there are 4 really good old-time airplanes for flying stunt, this old-time pattern. This is one of them. The Humongous is one of
Mhm.
them. The Jameson is one, and the Big Job is the other one.
big job. Yeah. How do you like flying at
Yeah.
6,000 feet?
Not
It's
well,
not that tall.
huh? Yeah.
Well,
What bothers me.
you
what
must have
bothers me-
long lines.
You can chase the altitude with nitro in the fuel and maybe higher pitch prop, but what you can't make up is the density. You'll turn a corner and the airplane just continues to sink. And vertical weights have to be way behind your head. And what bothers me, the guys out here, Jerry Higgins, they take airplanes out and hold on, they fly the whole pattern like there's nothing to it. And the only thing I can do, I can't do the old time pattern with any of my old time airplanes. I could do it a reasonable pattern with my Twizzler, but we lost an upline on that thing a year ago, and I don't have the new one built yet.
oh no, really, that thing was beautiful.
Oh, that's a shame. That is a
That
shame.
is a shame. 'Cause I have pictures of it. I don't know if I can retrieve them.
Yeah, I
but
do too.
Beautiful plane. Sorry to hear
Keith
that.
had one, Frank McMillan had one, and I can't remember who had the third one. There's 3 of them there one year. And I thought for an airplane that started out as a Nobler, that is a really sharp airplane. It just flies so well.
Ted Fancher has one, and I think
Yeah.
he still has it hanging on his wall. And
Yeah.
that all got started that I'd been sick for a while, and in recuperation, I started building a new airplane. And so Fancher and I were both building chiselers to get ready for VSC. And I talked to him at Christmas time that year and told him mine was in paint and his was not even framed up yet. But he finished his, and we both had them both there at that VSC. Fun thing.
Which
His
plane
was
was that?
lighter. His was lighter, but mine flew better.
Which plane was that? Oh, the Chisler. I judged you on those flights. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those planes had the illusion when you came down and made a square turn on the bottom. It just said like they just stopped, turned, and flew away from it.
Yeah.
Turn and win again. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Bob Whiteley. Yeah, Bob Whiteley. He built the small Shark 35.
Yeah.
And
Leto
basically
30, Shark 35, yeah.
same size as the Chiseler. And we flew against each other a lot. And the only time I beat him was when he didn't have before he was sick. But they were both good flying airplanes. And we never could figure out if they were really turning that sharp or just gave the illusion that they were turning that sharp because of the shape of the fuselage. We talked about that a lot and still didn't come to any conclusions, but it just gives the appearance, whether it's doing it or not, it gives the appearance it's really turning well.
Yes, it did. It did.
Well, it looks good in the rounds too, which is odd. I mean,
Okay.
that plane just, I had never seen one on the ground. I never thought it would. I'd seen pictures, not pictures, drawings of it. I bypassed it. You know, I just, oh, shucks, no. Move on to the next design. And then I went out there that year and I saw you fly yours and I saw Fanster fly his. There was a third one there. And I think Frank McMillan's was a year or two later, come to think of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I saw you two fly yours and I went home and ordered the plans to it. It's a sharp looking airplane.
Yeah.
It really looked good. But Whiteley showed up with that Shark 35 with an Air Tiger in it.
Yeah.
Lowered that thing would turn and it flew very well. But then along comes Mr. Hunt and powders him, and that's wow. This is something else. It was
Yeah,
a, that was a fun year.
Bob and I had a lot of good fights out there.
Oh.
God bless him.
Yeah.
God may rest in peace.
Yes.
Whiteley could fly, make everything look well.
I liked your comment. I liked your comment at his memorial, Bob. The competition at the stunt circle just got a lot more serious.
He did.
I like that. That was
I
neat.
talked to him the day before he passed. I told him to get his ass out of bed and get out to the field, and he laughed. And he said, "Boy, I wish I could." You know.
We were good friends for a long time.
Yeah. I always liked the fact, I would like to watch him when it got to that second flight and somebody had him by, maybe a half or a point. And even if the wind was roaring, that man concentrated down and he'd beat you. 9 times out of 10, he'd beat you.
Yeah.
I've been in that position several times, be ahead of him after the first round. And Whiteley would come out and said, "Now watch this." And he'd go do it.
Yeah.
He was one of the greatest
Very
competitors.
serious.
Great competitor.
He's one of the few people that I know. There's one here on this forum right now talking that could pick up somebody's airplane, and after it landed, he'd say, "Okay, do these 5 things and it'll work better." Normally you do things one at a time, but if you do those 5 things that he'd tell you, it worked.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Yep.
Bob Hunt can do that too, but not very.
Yeah, Hunt's wicked. What he can do. I think my favorite Bob Hunt moment was at Tucson, and he came out there with a Frisky Pete.
Yeah.
And he well, anyway, he got the plane going and took off and flew it, and I'm still waiting to see it roll out, and it's already in the air. And where'd it go? That thing was flying so fast, it wasn't even funny. He flew a pattern. They gave him good scores because nobody could see it. It was so fast.
Wow.
High speed stuff.
It was like
The story behind that airplane was I decided to build that airplane a week and a half before VSC. And the Imran, which is a really old-timey finish, was still curing in the box on the airliner. And I could swear in the airline seat, I could smell the Imran curing in the airliner. Probably my imagination. We got out there, and the very first flight, I had 12,000 solids on it. And the very first flight was right before my official flight on the first day of Old Time Stunt. And Billy Wareridge and I took it to the back circle over there and begged a flight from the guys that were practicing. And we flew it, and they were calling me to the circle right as we landed. So we took it and walked it onto the circle, dripping wet. And that was the first official flight on the airplane, was the second flight on the airplane.
Wow.
And we won that round.
I'm telling you, it was zipping.
Trimmed right out of the box.
That was about a 4-second lap. I'm not kidding. I watched him fly, and I said, "There's no way I could fly that airplane. I can't keep up with it." Bobby can. That's all that matters.
No, I know that. It was
it was loud. That little 25 was screaming.
Fox 25. And it glided like a set of keys.
Oh, that good.
Yeah, he's not kidding. He had a glide ratio of falling safe. It was amazing. But he could land it. Now, remember that, though. You never bounced it. I saw it land 3 times, and I never saw it bounce. So can't
you
ask
saw
for
it
better than
land 3
that.
times on one flight.
No. Bobby, I ain't going there. I saw it. I was out there. I was standing there holding your flight box, and that thing didn't bounce. That sucker weak.
That would have been
the airplane's not that good.
That would have been a very good old-time stunt airplane had it been 1.5 times the size it was.
Yeah,
it was
too small.
A cute little airplane, but it just didn't have enough wing area.
Yeah. Stunt Wagon 30 is a great little airplane, but you just can't land it in the grass.
Right.
It touches it so light, it touches down, flips over. It's there's been several airplanes like that. It's just really nice airplanes, but anyway.
That was a good airplane.
Fun. Yeah. I liked it, and I liked that Tom Hampshire motor you had in it. That little 25 would scream.
Yeah.
But it started well.
Yeah. Good engine.
Yeah. Tommy's a good engine man. He's a mess, but he's a good engine man. A lawyer that's a good engine man.
I talked to Tommy the day before yesterday. He's pretty much sold all his control line stuff, and he's busy flying free flight scale.
Huh.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. The last time he was down here at Huntersville, he was flying stunt, and I can't remember what he had, but he had a Brodak. Seemed like it was an Aries, and he had a Brodak 40 in it.
Mm-hmm.
The man could fly. The man could fly, and he kept saying how the plane was too heavy for the motor he had. And I watched him fly it, and I thought, "Are you kidding me?" So anyway, he was. I like talking to him. He was a character.
Yeah, still is.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it a bit. I was going to ask you how somebody is that lives up your way, and I cannot remember his name now, but I'll think of it one of these weeks. I'm going to write it down. If I don't write it down, it's pretty well forgotten. That's the reason y'all see me write everything down, because if I don't write it down, it's forgotten.
Yeah.
If I don't write it down or take a screenshot, one or the other, I forget about it.
We'll get to that age.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm one of the young fellas, but I can tell you this: CRS is real. Just can't remember stuff.
Yeah.
I can't remember what CRS means.
I can, but I clean it up and say can't remember stuff. My wife let me in on that one, and she says, "Why don't you just say okay?" So I started saying it her way. She's pretty smart.
I've been fighting with myself whether I should tell a story tonight or not. I have a story. I have a Keith Trossel story.
Okay.
Now,
this ought to be good.
It's not off color, but it gets a little close to the edge.
All righty.
Okay.
Be careful.
Okay. This is, I think, 1981 or 83 at the team selection in Dayton, Ohio. And I was the assistant team manager. Keith was the team manager or team director. I was the assistant director. And we were all sitting in the grass when he was talking to the judges before the contest began. And most of the guys had their wives or girlfriends as scribes. And Les McDonald and I were sitting in the grass listening to Keith do his preamble about how he expected this to be judged. And in his lieutenant, in his full-bird colonel voice, he very officially said, "The control line stunt pattern, when done correctly, is a violent thing." And Les McDonald leaned over to me, just loud enough that everybody but Keith could hear it. He says, "Yeah, like good sex." And everybody cracked
up. You know, that's the thing I remember the most about Les McDonald. He didn't say a whole lot, but when he said something, you need to listen.
He was devastating, wasn't he? He still is. Yeah. He's a funny guy.
He was.
And you get him and Weirwich together. You get him and Weirwich together, and you could actually hurt yourself from laughing.
Oh.
Oh, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that. I had a boss one time, Reg Haynes of Haynes Corporation, and Reg could keep you laughing until your ribs hurt so bad. Oh, it was a mess. He could be so serious on the job, but buddy, when 5 o'clock came, oh my goodness. These go Billy. I never knew Billy was that way, but I knew Les was that way.
Oh yeah, Billy.
I got tickled. I got tickled at Les. Les was a guy that always amazed me. I'd watch everybody fly, but I particularly wanted to watch Les fly because if Les made a bobble, I ain't gonna say a mistake, a bobble in the morning in practice, he made that same bobble all day long. Huh. He was a machine. I've never seen anybody.
In 1979, he made that same bobble 3 times in a row in the hourglass at Lincoln, Nebraska. Did you ever hear about that story? He had an airplane that couldn't do an hourglass, and it was really windy. Keith, you were probably there.
Yeah.
and he did the first hourglass, and the airplane got loose at the top of the hourglass and went all the way over to the other side of the circle, and he pulled it out and brought it around. Well, the second flight did the exact same thing. So on his third top 5 flight, he's coming around where the judges are, getting ready to do the hourglass. He looks over at the judges. He goes, "Heads up." Sure enough, the airplane got away again.
Well, you guys, it's straight up 9 o'clock, and we're going to end the live stream. But of course, we have the after party. So if you want to participate in the after party, you need to go into the link I have posted at the bench in the Stunthangar forum, and you can continue to enjoy our conversations. But we're just going to end the live stream. We're not going to go away. And but I want to thank everybody for showing up. This is a great show. Thank you very much. And we have a new member, and we have lots of chat on the chat box, and lots of great show and tells of these beautiful airplanes, and some new people coming in. And I thank you guys very much. I appreciate that. So anyways, with that being said, we'll be back Monday, same bat time, same bat channel. Go out there and have some fun this weekend, or build something, and come back and tell us all about it